Hello, my lovely other beasts. Today I wanted to give you a tutorial on how to pull in loose hairs into your dreadlocks. You can't see it because the background that I'm against outside where the wind is blowing. But, if you look at the top of my head, see all these loose hairs? These are nice. Epic. They don't belong anywhere, they don't go anywhere, they're just up here, just creating a fuzzy look. And I know that really irritates some people, and so I wanted to give y'all some tips on pulling those back into your dreads. And so the best way to do that is to locate a tuft of hair that is sticking up out of your dread and locate the dread it's supposed to go into, which in my head, on my head, would be, I don't know where it is. This one, right here. It belongs with this one, but it doesn't want to go there. So we're going to make it. So what we're going to do is we're going to take the end of this little tuft, and we're going to start just finger rolling the ends until they form a little ball. And you can do this with one or both hands. But what you're aiming for, the end product, is like a little mini ball of tangled up hair. And so when you get to that point, it's going to look something like that. Okay? And we're going to work it down as close to the root as you can get. So just keep going with it. Keep tangling it up. And you can see that it's pulling up part of the dread it belongs to. Because some of the hair is in there, some of it's not. And once you've got that nice little ball established, like that, it's a little bit loose at the roots, but I'm not going to worry about it right now. I'm just going to curl it in on itself, the little ball. Get it all fuzzy. And pull up on the dread that it's supposed to be part of. Okay, now I know everyone says crocheting is bad, and while that's true, if you do it every single day, all day, for this purpose, for pulling in stray hairs, I am using a crochet needle, and that's a 1mm crochet needle. There we go, or 12. Sorry that it's not in the center now. And I'm going to stick that through my dread on the opposite side of where that little hairball is. And I'm going to loop into it, and I'll pull it into the dread itself. And I don't know if you can see it very well, not with my fingers in the way, you can't, but I'm pulling on that little hairball, and I'm pulling it through the rest of the dread. And I'm going to continue to work it into the dread. I'm going to fold my hair over at the root, over the hairball. It's funny because when I say hairball, I think of Cat. Or Ren and Stimpy. And I'm going to keep crocheting in and pulling and making new knots for that little hairball to get caught up in, so that we don't have those stray hairs everywhere. And you can leave it alone after that point. You can see that I've got that little loop right there from the straight part that was at the root. And all I'm going to do with that is find it, because this is backwards. Here it is. It's over here. I'm going to put that right here in my thumb and forefinger, and then I'm going to hold on to my dread, and I'm going to take my crochet needle, and I'm going to stick it in, I'm going to hook a few hairs and pull it back into the dread. I'm not tugging, I'm not ripping at my hair. This is actually more gentle than what you see people do with those felting needles where they just stab in and out repeatedly. It's really bad for your hair, and it does cause breakage. It does cause damage. So don't do that. Be really gentle in pulling those loops, pulling that little hairball into your dread. Okay, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to locate that loose part, wiggle my fingers around to where I think they need to be in order to pull that back into the dread. And then again. So, fingers on the dread, needle on the opposite side, pulling the loop into the dread. Very, very gently. Not forcing anything. I'm not hearing anything breaking. I'm just being very, very gentle with it. And you can see that by doing that, I think this is a part of another dread that's all loose. Yeah, it is. You can see by doing that I've tightened up the root and gotten rid of that funny little extra hair. And like, there's a little, this is where the hairball is in the dread, because it's inside of the dread now. And just because I'm a kind of a fanatic about loops and bumps and stuff, I'm just pulling that back into the center of the dread so it's just a little bit more uniform. But there's a lot simpler way to do it, and a lot healthier way to do it, is that you take your dread, once you've pulled in that loop, and palm roll. And you palm roll it, get some heat going, and then work your way down the entire dread. And take a step back and look at your hair and say, look at the beautiful mastery I have accomplished. That stray hair is gone, and it's now part of the dread. And that, my dear lovely other beasts, is how you pull in loose hair back into a dread. Remember, I'm going to find the other one that's up here somewhere. You're going to find the loose hair tuft. I don't even know where it went. The loose hair tuft. Here's another one. See, loose hair, nothing but loose hair. And remember, just start making a hairball by rolling it in between your fingertips, crunching up the hair. It sounds bad. Crunching up the hair, rolling it, and making a little hairball out of it. Just like this. Like that. And just keep going until you got a full hairball. And find the dread that it's supposed to be in, or the dread that you want it in, and pull it in with a either 1 millimeter or a 1.3 millimeter crochet hook, but do it gently. That is the key. But that's your solution for pulling in stray hairs and making the look less fuzzy. They may come out again. If they do, they do. You can pull them back in, or you can just say, F it, and let your hair do what it's going to do, because natural dreads are the best dreads. Hands down, period. But that's my tutorial on how to pull stray hairs back into your dreadlocks. Less fuzziness. Hope you guys have a super day. Thanks for tuning in.